Hiya, welcome back for another video. This one we're going to be planting out onion sets. I'm going to do it experimentally. I'm not saying this is the only way to do it, you do whatever you want. But the experiment that I'm doing, I've got some sets here that have just been kept in a nice dry place, so there's no mould or anything starts to grow in them. And I've got some sets that I've had in an outdoor mini greenhouse thing for about a fortnight now, in these little pots, and when you lift them up, they've already started to get little roots on the bottom. There's no signs of green sprouts at the top yet, but they will come. I know that they're active and they're healthy because they're forming a root system. So I'm just going to plant a couple of these out, just see how they do. Now the thing with these degradable cardboard pots is, when you plant them, you need to make sure that the top of this cardboard is covered with soil, else otherwise what happens, if that's proud of the soil, it acts as like an evaporating wick. The wind will evaporate all the moisture out of it and it will dry the whole thing out. So if you bury it at soil level, it will stop that from happening. So first of all, I've prepared an area. I took away the weeds because onions don't like much competition, and before I actually plant the sets, I'm going to now water it, because if you water it once the sets are in, you might dislodge them. So I'm going to water it first. That'll soak away in seconds for you. And this is so easy. You can currently buy a bag of 50 for about £1. Go to supermarkets, go to places like Morrison's, Aldi, B&M, they're all selling them. Onion sets they're called. So, just looks right. There's a top and a bottom. The bottom is the one where the root plate is, and the top, 9 times out of 10, it'll have a bit of a pointy thing on. Sometimes you might buy these and they'll have already started to sprout, so you'll have little green tips showing. But obviously you want to plant these with the roots down. And all I'm going to do is push it in just so that the top is showing. Now, planting distances. On this plank of wood, I've marked out all along its length 6 inches. That's how far apart we're going to plant them. You can put them a little bit closer, but I find if you just give it just an extra inch or two, so we've gone up to 6, it just makes for a better onion, because more light can get to them all, and they'll grow bigger and you'll get a better crop. So I'll put that there, and every 6 inches I'll just pop in another one. So look for the top, look for the bottom. Push it down just so the top's poking out. Easy peasy. Another 6 inches. Push that one in. There we go. Right, let's put one of the ones in the little cardboard pot. Just going to make just a little hole to help get it set off. So we'll put that in. And remember what I said about the cardboard? I'm just going to cover that over, so that all the moisture doesn't get evaporated off when the wind blows over it. And again, you can just see the top of the onion poking out there. Right. So you don't need to see me plant the full row. Good tip for onions though, when they're like this, and they're very sort of like in a young stage, when they start getting the green shoot going out the top, birds are daft. And they see that from the air and they think, oh, it's a worm, and they'll come down. So one morning you might come out and find that all your onion sets are dislodged and all over the place. That's where birds have been pulling them up, thinking that it's a worm. As soon as they pull it, they realise it's not a worm, and 9 times out of 10 they'll just leave it. But it's a mess for you, the gardener, because you've got to come and put them all back. So there's all sorts of clever ways you can stop this from happening. Get some chicken wire, fold it in an arch shape, and just lay it across the top. That will stop the birds. You can do all sorts of weird and wonderful things with twigs, string, build like, you know, barriers, stop the birds being able to land near them, that sort of thing. So now I've explained it, I don't need to show you. I will probably go on to come up with some kind of way of keeping the birds off these onions. These are going to take about 3 or 4 months to grow. we'll come back to that though. I'll do another video later on in the growing season about how to care for the onions, how to harvest them, because you need to dry them out and stuff to make sure that there's no signs of mould or rot. Oh, speaking of which, when you buy onion sets, just check each one that it's nice and firm, it's not squishy, and that there's no visible signs of mould. Now most of them will have been sprayed with a fungicide, so it shouldn't get mould growth, but you need to be careful how you store them. Store them somewhere that's nice and dry, and then it will stop the mould from growing on them. Right, so that's planting out onion sets. Nice one, thanks very much.
Please subscribe for more free gardening related videos.